Yeah, so basically, I got a message one day from Neil. Neil asked like, yo, I know you've been throwing with both hands, it's like for fun. I actually have a guy that throws with both.
Left side, I love to fly open. And so especially this right arm, it wants to go out like this. But if I try to think about, let it go out, or come back in and not so much this way, but like straight back to me, yeah, it's way better. But like at first, I just want to get snatchy with it. And that's why I feel a lot of pull in my pec. So what's crazy is though, like I'm left-footed, I do everything else left-handed except originally throw. Only thing I do right-handed is brush my teeth. That's it. But I will say this, the left arm, it feels like it's not even attached. Like it's way looser than this one. But that could be because of less reps. But when I throw it, it feels like it comes off like smoother, I guess. And my hips feel better too, so it's really weird.
So starting back, he's originally from Headland, Alabama, kind of a smaller town in Alabama. He was originally a right-handed pitcher only, so he did not throw left-handed. He played outfield. Once COVID hit, that's when he had to have a major surgery on the right arm. He ended up getting ulnar nerve transposition. That was back in May of 2021.
No, I can't hit to save my life, lefty. Yeah, I did. That's all I could do for 2 years was play outfield. It was that or don't play at all, so I had no choice, yeah.
During that time, he really wanted to play that year, so he actually started messing around throwing left-handed to see if he would actually be able to play that season from the left side in the outfield. So basically what he told me was all that he used to do would be long tossing, playing catch. He had no access to any sort of radar guns or anything like that. He just would pick up a ball. And during that time, he said that like coaches and his teammates thought he was just kind of like joking around, but then it actually became a little bit more serious because he stayed consistent with it. You know, the goal for me on a transfer portal showcase for a guy in October that signed up who was topping 90, my goal for him is average above 92.
All right, take these pliers real slow. I got time. I feel like my whole body's connected on these. These transfer really well to when I actually throw, I think. Because if anything, I can just throw with all this and let this just kind of flip around. And then when I get in the bullpen or something, I can like turn this on and it's always there. I feel like this definitely cleans up a lot of deficiencies I may have. The drop step is my number one. I do that right before, like if I'm on the mound, that's the last thing I do right before I actually throw the first pitch. Because for some reason, this right here, just being athletic, like just clicks. The roll in, which I'm fitted right here, on the mound, I like it, but I kind of struggle with it, but it's something I've gotten better at. And like right now, I'm like barely into it at all, but.
During his senior fall, he had no plans on playing baseball again after high school, so he decided to get back into right-handed throwing just to give it one last shot. And once he started throwing right-handed, there was actually zero complications at all. So during that time period, he would just start training to throw again right-handed, and he actually had a season where he was able to throw on both sides with both hands, which was pretty incredible when he told me that. After his senior season, he played summer ball, and he ended up going to JUCO right after. When he went to JUCO, the right side discomfort came back, and he ended up taking a medical redshirt that year. After that year, he decided to leave that JUCO. He decided then that he would reach out to us, so he started training with Tread back in October of last year, and that's really when me and him got connected.
Hey, are we good? You good flight right now?
Whatever you want.
All right, bet. I'm good.
I'm thinking 20 pitches today on the mound for you. Start out just like eight or nine heaters. How's the arm feeling today?
Feels good. It's just like, I still think I'm recovering from like last Friday, you know, a little bit maybe.
Okay, so let's just aim for What velo range are you? I was thinking
mid-80s.
I was thinking mid-80s.
Yeah.
I was
Same
thinking
as like
comfortably
last
be
Friday.
mid-80s for 8 or 9. Just get some fastball, throw
And
a
you
couple
want that
sinkers,
little thingy jig?
and I want us to work on that today. That's gonna be our goal today.
Nice bet. Is there chalk over here?
Should be.
I do need some of that.
There's some right here. I'll grab it.
All right. Yeah, there's one. There's some right there.
Today, I'm gonna work on this little, first time getting into some off-speed work, so nothing too crazy. Start off with some fastballs, goal around mid-80s range. Nothing crazy. Friday will be a little bit higher day, so probably upper 8s. So today, cruise no more than mid-80s, and then get into some, we're calling it a little slider, but we don't know if it's gonna get a little cutterish or not. So today, we're gonna see what that is and work off that, so. No more than 20. No more than 20. Not bad. One thing I'll say today, man, is like perfect. I mean, that's 19 horizontal there. I mean, that's playing off the four seam.
12 is better than it was, definitely.
For sure. One thing I'll say, like when we're doing, let's say a little bit sub-max, like not full high intent, just know some of this is gonna change once we start. So, I mean, we're just looking to see the feel aspect, the general idea, are we getting some separation and whatnot?
You cut that second bad.
You did.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but these were, I mean, everything else is pretty solid. So, one more two, or, okay. Looked easy though. 2 more, then we're gonna go with off speed.
I'm gonna go forward.
Okay. Solid there. I mean, just spot, you know what I'm saying? Movement's where we want it. All right, let's see what the grip we're working with today.
Well, we started here and then we kind of gradually gripped up. You want me to start there and then do the same thing?
Start with the one that we felt better with at the end of last time. Just start with the one that was more comfortable, and then we'll work off that. We're gonna say that's around like a cutter area.
Yeah, I can get way more on that though.
Let's see a couple before we start like looking at anything. Just throw a couple. We're good. So that's 81, and you're throwing your fastballs today around like 84, 85. Well, what I'm saying is, do you feel like with that grip and just feel that you could throw that harder? Like let's say we get into the low 90s. I'm not gonna touch it then. Let's leave that for now. Okay. I don't want to push that, but like I'm just curious if, for me, I know if I have a specific feel or grip, like I know I can feel like I can throw it hard. Okay, good. Let's go with 2 more of those. Nice. I mean, I like it. Yeah, can I see a grip one more time? What are you trying to do in release right now?
I'm trying to pull that straight down.
Pull down. Show me one more time. So yeah, you're getting a little bit more like straight gyro.
Yeah.
Is there a way maybe that we can somehow like slightly turn the ball just a little bit?
Oh, that is it. Make it.
Hopefully we're gonna create a little bit more side spin to get slightly more horizontal. Just a little bit.
So do this.
I think it's just backing up a hair.
Turn it there.
Slightly. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, we're gonna play with that, but honestly, these are all solid for it being the first time today, you know, where the velocity's at. Do you want to try, so today, no more than 20 throws, we're at 12. Do you want to try to throw some light, yeah, bigger today? Are you fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try to just extend it up.
Yep, let's do it. No read there, but I mean, again, spots money. Seems like, I mean, all 3 have been in zone. That's money there. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this is gonna be one of those feel pitches for you. Just literally go middle. I mean, it's 1 and 2. I see it wanting to go down. Let's see. So the key here, especially with the kick change, is like if we can get this movement consistent and you can just literally be in zone with it, by all means, this is great. And again, early on, this is our first time kind of throwing it. The shape's there. Now it's just like, how are we gonna make it useful, actually, you know, being able to compete with it? So over time, we're just gonna have to, you know, put a dummy in and just try and get it in zone a little bit more, but shape's there. So I don't wanna change anything with the shape. But can you do it again though? Let's just do it again. It's 1 and 2. We'll work on that, man. That's something to work with. It's a really good foundation. No movement, but all right, that was 19. Just wanna go 2 seam or do.
Perfect, right?
That's exactly, you're getting it to kick the way that we want. So all of these here, I mean, even that one's like, it's fine though. I mean, you're gonna be able to use that shape off of, but ideally this in negative, probably what we're looking for when we're talking about like a banger pitch. All right, let's say no more than 2 or 3 more.
Can I throw one of the cutter slider thing and then
totally fine with that. Damn, flamethrower. All right, last one here. Like I said, today was just more so we just want to see the shapes of everything to work off of. I mean, we're going to be getting into a lot more structured pins instead of just like straight, all right, now I'm going high intent, working on stuff. Like we need to slowly bridge, especially the closer we get to the Transportable Showcase. We're going to need to showcase all of our shapes. So looking at this from a standpoint of like first time seeing all the shapes like on TrackMan, 2-seam I love. 4-seam is going to be one of those things that we're going to have to play with of like where we get the catcher, try and get a little bit more cut ride or something like that. 2-seam to me is like your primary fastball just because it comes out cleaner and I think you're more consistent with it. Ideally, we're throwing these, let's say if you are, let's say 92 plus, we're throwing these upper 80s in this bubble here, somewhere around there. So that might just be us playing with slight adjustments. We barely threw any of these, so it's not like we have a huge sample size, so I'm not gonna like judge it too much, but no, we got shapes to work with. It wasn't like anything was glaringly bad. We have stuff that works. That's what I'm saying. So we got some good stuff to work off of. Sound good, man? All right, that was a good day. Good job.
Nah, not really. It's just maybe a little higher intent than the other days, a little bit. I suck at throwing plyos anyway. Especially the lighter they get, the worse I get. The gray ball is my worst enemy. I like the red one though. It's not bad.
So basically in the month of February, we had a little bit of a setback, so slight shoulder flare up from the right side and the left side. So all we did the month of February was gradually build intensity every single week. So we had a plan of on-ramping every week, add a little bit more volume, don't rush the intensity and volume at the same time. So just kind of like some days we would up the intensity a little bit, lower the volume. The next day we would throw a little bit more volume, but keep the intensity slightly lower. So each week we're trying to build a little bit more frequency on both. So intensity and volume both progressively getting more each week, and he started feeling completely fine. We did a lot of manual therapy stuff, so a lot of like tissue work over on the PT table. So we were hammering that stuff home. The right side felt a lot better. Had our first high intent day. That was the initial mocap on the right side. That was February 28th. So he had the initial mocap, had an amazing day, sat above 2, up to 93, I believe it was 93.6, a couple of times, which is a huge PR full distance, at least for him, carrying over with distance and stuff, that everything was still there. Like all the patterning stuff that we've been working on, all of it carried over to him being on the mound, full distance to a 9 pocket, which was great. So that's where we're at right now for the month of March. So after the 28th of February, we deloaded. So these last 2 weeks, so we deloaded last week, a little bit lighter. This week, we're kind of gradually building up again, and we're aiming for one more kind of testing day at the end of this month before he heads home remotely. So that's from the right side. The left side, we're still on that on-ramp phase because he had a little bit more of a shutdown, but it was almost like every time he threw, he would get up to a certain intensity and it just didn't feel good. And I just told him for in my eyes, there's no point in rushing that process, especially since we have a few months out to build up. I'd rather just take a little bit more of a conservative approach, build the foundation, make sure everything's good there. And then once we're in a really good spot, then start to add intensity and volume to his left side. So that's what we're doing right now this week.
Emmett must have been in here the whole time.
I know.
I just didn't even see him. I'm just gonna flip you a few. I bet. No harder than that. I gotta do it right here so in there I don't just like, you know what I mean?
So based on just like the summary of what we have, that kind of compares where he's at based on other guys that are throwing at a high velocity. Main stuff that stands out, there's a lot of greens on here, which is great. And again, just because something is red or green, like there's guys that throw really hard that compensate in certain ways where they're still able to throw really hard. All we're looking at this is kind of like a mold of what are some things based on Jake, what I know about him previously, what are some things that stands out that I think we can continue to kind of improve. Looking at this, shoulder horizontal abduction, basically how well can the arm actually get behind the body. It's like into foot plant, he's in that green. So if we look at kind of the skeleton here, you can see into foot plant, Jake is getting a lot of retraction. So he's getting the arm well behind the body. I mean, you can see even from a top view how far like the arm is behind the body. With that being said, it's almost like he's getting so far, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but as he actually starts to kind of like brace and as he starts to kind of go into external rotation, he's still basically like stuck behind his body. So it's almost like his arm is dragging and not actually allowing himself to just cleanly work into external rotation. And so that's something we've talked about a lot, is like when we see him go into foot plant and as he starts to brace and accept the block, the arm is just kind of stuck in this no man's land and just getting dragged along. So that's where for him, his arm is so lax. I think he's trying to find some sort of just tension or load in the arm itself. And then you can see here, the arm still, with it being a little bit more on the draggy side of things, it does a really good job at still being able to work into external rotation and get to these positions. For me, it's like, how do we really work on this? It's nothing crazy. It's like, we don't want to lose the quality of him actually getting deep and being able to get in that position. But I think just trying to get the arm to be a little bit more connected, you know, maybe some sort, and he does really, really well out of more athletic throws. So like drop steps. So it's just something I see with him. One thing I'm noticing about the angular velocities. So pelvis is really good. So that what that's telling us is like him actually rotating into foot plant does a fantastic job of getting the pelvis to be in a really good position to actually accept that force to come up the chain. Really good job there. The trunk, if we notice the trunk, it's in this yellow. So it's not like green, and we got to ask ourselves, okay, why? Well, it's not necessarily that the trunk is like rotating slow. When we see guys that have this very draggy or long arm action, that is going to slow the torso down. So imagine if I go my arms out and I'm trying to rotate my torso fast, just this longer lever of the arm being kind of lost, it's going to inherently slow the torso down, and then the arm is going to have to kind of speed up. So what we want to see is each piece kind of accelerate off of one another. So since his arm action, and again, you could look at this and just say, oh, his torso is slow. We need to just work on rotating your torso faster. Looking at it that way, there's not a lot of context there. So for him, having this longer arm action, we can see that the shoulder getting super far behind the body. That to me is what's ultimately slowing the torso down a little bit.
Yeah, anything else for today? I think it was great.
That was awesome.
Kind of A, low key.
What do you say?
Kind of A, low key.
Yeah.
Dude, you
Yeah.
killed. Those are great. I mean,
I thought you said you kind of hated it.
No, I kind of ate.
All right, I'm gonna rip these 7s and 6s and get going. Here, can you just keep that ball? It's a good ball.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. You're good. You're good. My bad. I didn't tell you. My man Chuck was ready. They're a little behind, so I'm gonna wait till 40 and I'm gonna start throwing these.
okay.
Yeah, Ryan likes to take his time too, because he's still throwing 85, so I know he's taking his time. This is where I start to speed up a little bit. Workout. Like a little bit of arm care, but mostly workout, because I feel like if I can stack that on top of the same high intent day, I can recover longer than like just trying to do it the next day. So upper body definitely right after I pitch. This next one he throws, oh, it's a curveball, never mind. I was gonna say something. All right, if this next one's a fastball, it's gonna be 91-2. That's my call. Oh, that was a changeup. All right, 83-4. Oh, that's way off. Come on, fastball.
Let's say goal 6 to 8 heaters around this intensity. If you feel good on a couple, fine.
When I get toward the end, I'll let some.
That works. Nice, good pitch.
That's cutty though.
Little cutty.
Yeah.
Little cutty.
I'm trying to get behind like more.
You want some that gets a little cutterish, don't you?
Yeah, like I'm trying to throw right there. I'm trying to get like that.
Okay, let's try a couple.
Is that bad though? I don't know.
That's a little cutty. Ideally, if we can kick the vert up a little bit or get a little bit more horizontal, ideally that's what we're looking for. Okay. That ran a little bit. Hear me out here. If that's the 4-seam profile, I'm fine there, because your 2-seam is probably going to end up getting a little bit more horizontal anyways, okay?
So that's decent.
That's fine right now. For right now, that's fine. I think we'll see what the 2-seam does off of that today. But for right now, 17 vert, we'll see what it looks like afterwards. 2 seams here. Nice, that's it.
I'm throwing it middle, but it's just like
Yeah. But here's the thing. 9 pocket's probably gonna make it seem like it's a way worse miss. Look at the strike zone. Couple balls off. It's not a bad pitch. Not a bad pitch. Willow. She's good. She's good as long as she doesn't run in front. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Consistency's there in terms of the shape. Just go middle, middle. Try to get one middle, middle. If it runs inside, perfect.
That's perfect, right?
Shape is there. I mean, it's not that bad of a miss. Again, not bad of a miss. But yeah, we're gonna, once we get a better focal point in there, it's probably gonna be easier to put it where you want. Not a big deal right there for now. You know what I mean? Can you go back to the 4? I wanna see, yeah, go back to the 4. Try and go top zone, huh? Normal 4. Normal 4, top rack. Well, there's top rack. Good, I'm fine with that. Top zone right there, little cutty. No big deal right now, we'll work on that. All right, first one, we wanna go to that one slider, right? Or the little cutter thing, yep. 85?
Oh,
Little gyro.
that's good. Check it down.
That's fine. Nice. Probably backed up, right? Yeah, backed up. Yeah, a little under it, right? So yeah, I think it's just popping out slightly, just try and make it a little bit more of an emphasis on top. Okay. Looks a little cutterish, but not bad. Let's see. I'm fine with that. One more, go back to that. Same thing, repeat. Nice, Jay, good pitch. I think that's it, man. Okay, that's honestly totally fine with that. All right, big one here? Okay, literally just first couple, focal point, middle, middle. Let's see the shape. Okay, think about it. Yeah, we could get something that gets a little bit more like sweep, but like that profile at 81.
I'm gonna throw this from middle, middle and just let it.
Okay, that a little bit more sweep there. Yeah, man, that's a sweep right there.
82.
Yeah, I like that. We'll look at see the difference on the edger later. Let's just finish up with some finish up with some good pitches. Change up. Atta boy. Like the thing is like there's potential here, but like you're just gonna get some reps, bro. It's gonna take a little bit more reps. That's all it is.
The hardest part is where to throw it.
Okay. I mean, let's go top rack. Overcorrect here. Let's see what happens. All right, one more. Get a feel for it. And there it is. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, 1 out of 5. We just got to work on that.
Get that ratio up.
Yeah. All right. No more than, let's say, 2 more. You gonna finish with 2 heaters? All right, you're good. Hey, you got some in this pocket.
Yeah. Still gas a little bit.
Yeah. Good day though, man.
1 out of 5 changeups, real good.
1 out of 5 changeups. We're gonna get that a little bit more consistent, but I mean, think about it. That's your second time actually throwing it on a mound, like full bullpen style. So I'm not worried too much about the shape. We're still getting shapes. We're still kind of finding out what we need to do in terms of making pitch adjustments. There's potential in that little cutter thing, man. You're throwing it mid-80s at that.
How's the playing field?
Velo was fine. I was supposed to be 88, 90. Ended up being like 91, so that was fine. But that's the second time I've thrown off speed on the mound. It's like everything felt a little unnatural. Especially the kick change is hard, very hard. That last one was good, but 1 out of 5 I can cut it. So they get better at that. I can get the movement. It's just like it's very different from all the rest of the pitches. Very different. But it's nasty, so it's like you got to figure it out. This is my worst drill by far. So I feel like if I get it down, we'll see some improvement. It's like we looked at the mocap the other day. Or no, we talked about it with Arrow. And Arrow was like, you got so much range, like so much. And then I get in there and I can't get out of it. Especially right side too. I gotta figure out how to not get so deep.
goal today for
I was
lefty?
gonna go higher tomorrow. So
You want to go higher lefty tomorrow?
Yeah, since I got bullpen tomorrow, I was just gonna go like some mid-6. Like I was gonna do some roll-ins too, so I can mix those in.
Yeah, roll-ins. That works for me. That works for
Yeah.
me. Keep the intensity a little bit lower today. Get
Yeah.
some good feels for tomorrow and get ready to go.
When you think about your glove arm, do you think about pulling like back to you as in like here?
Honestly, I don't think about anything after it gets out there.
It just does whatever.
For me, the glove arm, it's roll, and again, it's gonna be maybe different for everybody, but for me, the roll of the glove arm is like this here is assisting this and staying closed. Because immediately if I go here, it's like I have nothing and I'm just gonna want to open. But for me, when I get it out here, when I start rotating, it comes in naturally. I'm not trying to like yank, I'm not trying to pull. I'm literally just trying to keep it here. And
So you're thinking throw with this side, or this side just do whatever?
yeah, I'm honestly just like more focused on the middle of the body. Like the hands and the arms just kind of get to where they need to. And when it's time to go, it's like,
Let that say.
it just naturally does what it needs to.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to actually get myself to, hey, can I use this to help keep me counter-rotated and whatever. But if you're just passive, it's just gonna be like, at that point, the drill isn't really doing anything for you.
Yeah. Get one real quick. I feel like I went that way.
Literally.
I feel like I went that way.
Maybe, but I'm saying
weird.
like, just keep the thought process simple. Like I literally on this next one,
Yeah.
more external. I literally just want you to walk forward,
Just throw.
be strong on the block.
Boop.
Like, let the drill, let the constraint that you're in, do what you need to do.
Okay.
But just like, be athletic through the gun. Let this guide you to what we're working on, you know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
have
yeah.
your focus and stuff at the beginning,
done?
but
You done? Are you done?
if, like I said, if you're micromanaging every single,
Oh, no.
if you're micromanaging every single low intent throw, you're literally gonna be swimming in your head. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're a weirdo. Have some kind of focus, you're going into it. Literally just execute,
All right.
literally just go through the gun. Especially for a day like today, you're not gonna make some crazy change throwing that sub-max. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can build good reps.
Build good reps. You done?
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it felt better. Felt fine. Really felt like this wasn't even throwing.
Good. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is, man, is like, I think the best route for you is just figure out exactly, all right, this is what we need to work on before we even go into the session.
That's why I've been trying to write stuff down, just like, hey, do this and do this externally number.
You can feel certain things like rep to rep, but it's literally just like, okay, what am I working on? Go into that session with a plan, and then literally it's just about executing good rep, good rep, good rep, good rep. Then over time, think about it. You're throwing 4 to 5 times a week. All those reps are gonna add up, and then eventually you don't even have to think about it. It just becomes ingrained in the brain.
Especially with the roll-ins, I gotta get better at this, just from repetition.
It's looking better day by day though. Tomorrow, what's the velocity range? So last week we were kind of at that,
I think it was 79.
Yeah.
Was it 6?
Yeah, we're gonna slightly
Just see how, yeah.
slightly go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what later this week looks like. But if we can go a little bit higher early this week and then later this week a little bit higher than that,
Yeah, that'd be really
slightly
good.
build up, I'd be fine with that.
That'd be a good week.
Yeah, sound good?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, I'll toss righty.
Today, just like 5 to 8 fastballs, keep the volume low. 5 to 8 fastballs, jump right into the slider.
Perfect.
Because that's what we want to work on, right? You said you found a good feel in catch play. Saying like legit 5 to 6 fastballs.
We ain't really worked on them as much as
Correct. So I'm just saying like velo, I don't really, definitely not like crazy high intent. If you want to be like mid 80s, mid upper, I don't care. But we're keeping the intensity low, but we're keeping the volume low as well, just to get ready for the high intensity on, like the big high intensity on Friday. So since we have a high intensity day Friday, big high intensity day before he goes back remote for 2 weeks, we're gonna keep the volume and the intensity lower today. High enough to where I think we can get some good feel for the slider, shapes-wise, but probably fastball range, where would you say, around mid 80s or so? Yeah, low mid 80s, but then we're gonna just jump right into some slider work. That's our biggest priority today, is just like try and get the slider shape down with what we wanna do. Friday, since it's gonna be his last high intensity day before he goes remote and deloads for a little bit, we're gonna try and send it, and he's gonna send it against Ryan Inman, my guy that's about to head out to the Atlantic League here in about a month, and he's gonna go against me.
All right, I'm ready. That's it. Is that nasty?
But he's gonna get beat, so it doesn't matter. He's still gonna get beat. Hey, ideally, ideally, when you start going fastballs, like, want you to be at a mid-80s intensity. If you go too low intensity, it's almost like we might see some basic shape, but it's going to change when you start going a little bit higher. So we're hopefully here, keep the volume low, but the intensity is where we need it. Okay. 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 Good.
Cutting it, bro. I feel like my arm's lagging.
Okay, hear me out here.
Yeah.
If it's feeling that way, let's say at this intensity, go a little higher. You're not going to be throwing enough bullets to where you should be completely just like not able to recover in 3 days. Like just a hair higher, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just get a hair more. You're literally, it looks like you're moving 60% effort. A little bit higher.
I felt higher.
All right, if that's what we got today, let's just move on though.
All right.
Okay. Sliders?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the one, same grip, or this is the one that you had a feel for in catch play?
Feel for and catch play.
Okay.
That's good though. It's just slow. My arm's a little dead, I can't lie.
Okay.
It's bigger though, isn't that?
That's a cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the shape that you're wanting to go for though?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what shapes, like, I don't really know what's
But I'm saying, are you trying to get, so you had that one the other day that was a little bit bigger. I'm saying, are
Slider
you trying
or the
Well, what I'm saying, what are you trying to get right here? What's your intention here?
just through it?
Okay, so we're going for the cutter route.
Yeah.
To me, the cutter shape there is completely fine off the two-seam.
Okay.
Fastball velo today, let's say it's around 83. You get that around 78, 79. Like, do you feel like on a high intensity day, you could throw that
I can
probably?
throw that 85, 86.
Yeah.
84,
Mid upper.
Yeah,
So I think the shape, the actual shape there is what we're going for. Do one more. Do one more. Let's see if it's consistent. Okay. I mean, I like that. No problems there. We'll move on, just because, again, keeping the volume lower.
Low.
Just burn out here. Try and go depth here.
Depth here with it?
The one that you did the other day, you remember that grip that you did?
Yeah, this.
I want you to do that one.
Okay. Yeah, I got around it.
Let me see the grip here. What are you trying to do with that in the release?
Trying to just rip over it.
Okay, let's try something else. I think for you, so I like the cutter shape here. We're going two-seam that gets a little bit more horizontal, a little bit more sink, but you have been getting some run on it. If we can get something that gets a little bit more horizontal, that's slightly, let's say, slower than the cutter. So today this is around 77, 78. We get something with a little bit more depth. Have you ever played around with two-seam orientation, like on the insides of the two-seam, like kind of like hooking it just a little bit, and you're trying to rip on the side of the baseball?
No.
You wanna play with it a little bit?
Yeah.
So basically what you're trying to do here, again, kind of the pads of the pointer finger and the middle finger, and you can slightly kind of like hook it in a sense. And what you're trying to do is, in the release, you're trying to rip through the front of it. So we're trying to get more side spin to actually get some more horizontal.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's almost like we're coming off like that, where it's coming through, we're trying to rip on the side of the baseball like that.
Yeah, like
And
that.
again, into release, it's one of those things where I'm actually trying to, like as I'm rotating, I'm trying to rip through the front of the baseball and rip through those seams.
I'm like gassed, I don't know why.
Huh?
I'm like gassed, I don't know why.
You're like, how on a scale of 1 to 10, you're like,
Just like whole body, I don't know
like
why.
is it in terms of like the arm?
I mean, arms, yeah, part of it. I don't know, it's weird.
Let's bang it.
Okay, you sure?
Let's bang it.
Yeah.
There's
Feel like-
there's zero reason to be throwing through. If you're feeling this gas and it
Yeah,
feels
I feel
that
like
out,
terrible.
We're banging it. All right, we're done. We're gonna call it today. We're calling it today. There's gonna be a battle. Not right side, not gonna be a battle, it's gonna be sick. The left side will be a battle.
Well, I had to make the switch because I didn't have a choice. You're a kid in T-ball learning how to throw again, so you're just starting from scratch. And he said, treat it like that.
I just told him he needs to take just 2 weeks as like a true chill. Just get out, enjoy throwing, because it's gonna be a little stressful when he comes back.